And then people want to defend the concept of authority and government, not understanding. And people said, then even the God of creation is so-called authority, but the authority of the God of creation is not the same of the authority of human beings
Right.
for
It's just
one reason,
law.
because He allows free will
Free
to
will.
exist,
Right. It's
which
perfect freedom with
perfect.
law that provides consequence, that is
Exactly.
not based in subjective opinion. It's based on whether the behavior is moral or not,
Or
whether
not.
it's a right or not, right or wrong. Right meaning it does not initiate harm to another sentient being. Wrong meaning it does initiate harm to another sentient being. But just to wrap up the concept of Satanism for people following this in a logical progression, the first tenet, pure egotism. Apply this to the people of the world. Are the people of this world wrapped up in satanic ego, only thinking about themselves and their own creature comfort, not caring about what's right, not caring about what's just, not caring about whether other people are suffering or not? Or are they actively really engaged and involved in matters that concern justice and freedom and whether other beings are suffering? People couldn't give a shit. They're wrapped up in the satanic ego. So does satanic tenet number one reflect almost all of humanity? This is how you will know whether Satanism is the de facto world religion or not. The first tenet, is it fully embodied by the massive bulk of humanity, the overwhelming majority? Egotism. Absolutely yes. Anybody saying that that's not true, you're lying to yourself and others. So
Exactly.
egotism is firmly entrenched on planet Earth, and that's the first tenet of Satanism. See, they call it Satanism to deflect what it really is, to get people confused about what it really is, because what it really is completely out of control egotism to the point where some people want to be gods and rule over everybody else. Then they give people a lower level of their ideology with never really knowing the master's version, and they're easier to control. You can't control someone in the mindset of understanding the true laws of God. If you will really understand the true laws of the Creator and you truly align your behavior and your mindset to them, you can't be controlled. You're an uncontrollable being. All they can have is a dead body because you're not going to comply with evil, to the point where you'll say, you can kill me, but I'm not helping you. So all you got is a dead body to clean up, because I don't care about the flesh. I care about what's right, true, and just. The end. And I'm not helping you. Okay? So the second tenet is moral relativism. That means the being takes into their ideology and their worldview and their way of being in the world this concept. There's no such thing as objective right and wrong. Those are constructural ideas that human beings get to make up based on their own preferences, likes, and dislikes. So, is the majority of the world like that? Well, I went out and actually did a social experiment to try to find out and get the actual numbers. How much of the world is morally relativistic, meaning they don't think there's an objective standard of right and wrong behavior in nature based upon whether a behavior initiates harm or does not initiate harm to other sentient beings. That's the objective standard. How many people believe that it's objective versus how many people think it's subjective, and people can just make up whatever they want about what's right and wrong. And that's what man's law is based on. We make up this is right, this is wrong. And across an imaginary border, right? Here's the border. On this side, all the people who make the law here can say this behavior is a right, and if you do it, we'll leave you alone. On this side of the imaginary border, the people making the law said that same behavior, the exact same behavior that's being done on this side of the border, that's a wrongdoing. We're going to throw you in a cage for doing it or kill you, maybe. How could those two things be true simultaneously? Dumb fucks of this world. Hint, it can't. It's a complete fucking contradiction, and an intelligent person recognizes that contradiction. Dumb people don't. That's moral relativism. We get to make up what's right and wrong. Fuck the objective standard of it called natural law. We're not interested in that because that's God's law. We're usurping the place of God. We're making our own law here. How many people are moral relativists? Well, Some people may not just pick a number out of the air. I actually conducted social experiments and found out the number is 2/3. 2 out of 3 people on this planet at the very base, bare minimum. I would say the number has probably gone up because we conducted these interviews and experiments to determine this. Last time we did this experiment was almost going on 6 years ago. Okay? 6 years ago. Okay? So imagine that. Imagine how much worse the world has gotten from 6 years ago regarding moral relativism. And then it was 66% of human beings, 2/3, 2 out of 3, believe humans can just make up right and wrong. You didn't know? Well, there's no objective right and wrong. We just make that shit up. It's all based on our opinion and belief and preference. So think about how vile and satanic that very ideology is. There's no right and wrong. We just make that shit up based on our comfort level. That's hand in hand with egotism, which is all about comfort of the self. Well, if you want to be really comfortable, you don't worry about objective standards of morality. You just say, well, morality is whatever I'm comfortable with, and I could change it at any fucking time I want. And those very people who say they're moral relativists, in the next breath, we could ask the next question, are you a good and moral human being? And they'll be like, absolutely I am. I'm a good person. You're a fucking verminous piece of satanic trash. That's what people who think that way are. A verminous fucking piece of fucking filth is what moral relativists are. And that's the second tenet of Satanism. That's the second major tenet of the satanic ideology worldwide. Rampant egotism to the point where you basically think no one else fucking matters but me. You want to see this principle at work? Just go drive on any major United States highway. You'll see nobody thinks anybody else is on the road but them. Do whatever the fuck I want. Well, good luck, everybody else. I'm coming over into that fucking lane. No signal, no look, nothing. There's nobody matters but me. If we crash, fuck you. We crash. And then you take a chance on your life, just like I don't even give a shit about my own life. I'm just taking a chance on mine. This is how people drive. And that's not Satanism. That's not Satanism. No, that's not Satanism. They have to have a big statue of a big horned red god on the top for them to be a Satanist. Because my pastor told me so. You didn't hear? You didn't hear fucking pastor Dick Face said Satanism is the worship of the Christian devil, and if you're not worshiping a big fucking goat horned god with a pointy fucking devil tail, that's not Satanism. It has nothing to do with the ego. It has nothing to do with I don't give a shit about what's right and wrong. I just make that shit up. Yeah. This is how fucking dumb people are. They're that dumb.
Yeah.
So the third tenet is after moral relativism, just slide down the slope a little bit more. Social Darwinism. Well, there's it's all about the ego, and it's all about I don't give a shit what's right and wrong. I just make that shit up, right? Based on my comfort level. Well, what comes next? Some people can be masters, some people can be slaves. That's what social Darwinism is. We're going to have a pecking order like a pack of rabid animals. That's called government. See, this is what moral relativism leads to slavery. And that's exactly the tenet that government is based on. It's based on moral relativism and social Darwinism. You're extruding animal behavior into the social domain based on Darwin's bullshit. First of all, Darwin's theories are bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay? He said himself, these theories, which is all they are, not laws, have to be meticulously detailed in the fossil record. Never have been. Never have been.
Transition link, the so-called missing link. Right. You have to find the transitional species.
So you're taking something that's never been proven scientifically, and then you're extruding it into the human social domain. And you're saying, since animals behave like this, and this is what morons in the freedom movement do all the time too. Well,
oh my God. People
lions eat meat, they attack gazelle, and then they chew up their innards and eat it. Well, go and attack some fucking gazelles out in the field and fucking eat their innards then. If you think that's how human beings should eat. Why don't you just go fucking take somebody's baby out of a fucking cradle and fucking go and eat their innards? Right? It's all social Darwinism. Who gives a fuck? And this is how most people think. They believe in social Darwinism. They actually think that's a valid moral ideology for human beings to live by, because they think we should just live just like the animals live. We should be held to no higher moral standard. We don't have any, there's nothing different about us than every other animal. This is actually a satanic tenet. One of the satanic rules of the earth is man, the 9 satanic statements is man is just another animal. No different than the beasts that walk on all fours. This says it in the Satanic Bible by LaVey. This is one of the main tenets of Satanism. One of the principles upon which the concept of Satan is based is that human beings should look at themselves as nothing but a ravening animal in a field.
Wow, imagine this.
And that's social Darwinism. That's what social Darwinism is. It says extrude Darwin's ideas about animals into the human social domain. And you think good things are going to happen as a result of that ideology swimming about in dumb fucks' minds. Yeah, it's going to lead to great stuff. Good things are going to happen as a result. You didn't know that that's how you get good things to happen on the earth? Is you just think of yourself as just another fucking animal that just goes and attacks and kills another animal and eats it. And you're going to say, that's how we should basically structure all of human society. Let's do that. Let's do just that. It'll work out great. That'll work out wonderfully, people. Don't you know? You didn't hear? You didn't get the memo? I'll resend you an email memo.
Exactly.
It'll be in your inbox after the interview. Fucking morons. Morons. That never thought deeply about anything in their fucking miserable, worthless fucking lives because they never grew up and became a real adult. This whole thing, this is the ideology that runs the world. And you know what it is? It's a big fucking baby's ideology. It's not a real thinker's ideology. It's not an adult's ideology. It's not a good person's ideology. It's fucking verminous filth for fucking trash. And that's what most people are. They're verminous, filthy fucking trash who never grew up because they had shit for parents that taught them nothing about being a truly good moral person. And that includes me and my fucking parents. Let's just put the dirty laundry on the fucking laundry line and air it the fuck out for all to see. I'm no different than other people. I was no different than other people. I am now. Because I grew out of this fucking garbage, verminous, filth, trash ideology, and I became a good and moral human being by purging that satanic ego consciousness within myself. Now, the last tenet, just take it out to the ultimate solution and conclusion, as many trash Nazis will call it. Yeah. Eugenics. Since we're the ego's all that matters, we want to become God. Right and wrong don't matter. We get to make that shit up. We should behave like the beasts of the field. Social Darwinism. What's the final solution? Eugenics. We get to kill whoever we want. We get to kill whoever we say you're not really worthy to share the planet with us. And really what should really happen is these people should go and fucking kill themselves or they should die because they're just poison. That's all they are. That's the real fucking poison. And you know who thinks like that? More than the bulk of humanity believes in all these tenets. They're rabid egotists. They don't believe in an objective standard of right and wrong. They think government is fine, which is basically an ideology of extrusion of animal behavior into the human social domain called authority and government. They literally will say this when you ask them, is government something that exists in the natural world? They'll go, well, look at how animals structure animal hierarchies. Well, humans just do that with government. They'll literally say that that's the argument, social Darwinism. And then you say, are you a good person? And they'll say, absolutely, I'm a good and moral human being. You're a piece of trash. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what culture you come from. It doesn't matter what religion you were raised with. It doesn't matter how much money you have or ever had. You're trash. That's what a piece of fucking filth, fucking trash is. A person with no true objective standard of morality. You don't understand morality. You don't understand the difference between right and wrong behavior. That's what a piece of fucking trash is. And that's the bulk of this fucking species. It's not just some people. It the some, the tiny little bit, are the people who aren't like that. It's almost everybody who's like that. This is the religion that runs the fucking world. And I'm saying it for 20 fucking years with zero understanding from the fucking public, which is exactly what the Satanists told me I would encounter. They didn't lie to me. The public are liars. These people, I can honestly have a little bit of respect for them because, and people will say, that's a terrible thing to say, Mark. Look at how evil these people are. They don't lie about it. The average person is a fucking liar. A Satanist will tell you, I'm just a fucking animal eating others. It doesn't matter whether it's right or wrong. That's just who I am, and that's just what I'm going to do. You don't like it? Try to fucking stop me. They'll just be.
See what happens to you. Yeah, exactly.
As an opponent, that's like, man, you're straight the fuck up. Yeah, that's street shit. You're just saying it like somebody would just say it out on the fucking street, and then, well, whoever draws faster is going to live. You know, that's it. Now it's on. Now let's go. Right? I have respect for that. You know what I don't have respect for? A verminous, filthy, fucking lying piece of fucking trash. That I don't have respect for. They didn't lie to me. They told me how dumb people were. They told me what they were doing. They told me if I went and told them the people what they were doing, they wouldn't accept it. And I'd be fucking frustrated for the rest of my life. They didn't lie. It's exactly what happened.
Exactly. I mean,
be angry at them. I'm not angry at them. They just fucking animals that do what animals do.
Exactly. What can you do?
People who claim to be good moral people and are lying to themselves and everybody else. They're filthy, verminous liars. They're not people who are at least saying, I'm a piece of fucking filth trash, and I know that I am, and I'm just going to behave that way. Fuck you. Just be honest if that's who you are. I'll have way more respect. You have more integrity if you say you're a piece of fucking trash and you own up to it and you just say, I'm going to be like this for the rest of my life because I'm not interested in fucking becoming any better. Fuck you for even trying to improve me. And basically, that's what the freedom movement is. That's what the bum fight is. That's what humanity is. And let me just say this. That's not a black-pilled statement. I'm not black-pilled. I'm telling everybody from day one that's capable of improvement. That will require a willful, deliberate choice and then a high level of effort to improve. That's what I had to do. I was the same type of piece of filth, garbage, trash that the average person today is. I had to sit down with myself and first and foremost admit that I'm a verminous piece of fucking trash, fucking filth. Once I did that, that's when the journey of improvement begins. I had to look in a mirror and literally speak that aloud to myself. Mark, you're a piece of fucking trash filth. You're the fucking problem. You're the problem with why the world is. You are a part of the fucking problem of why the world is the way that it is. Do you want to do something about that, or do you want to stay the fucking piece of trash that you are? Literally said that to myself in a bathroom mirror. Literally.
Yeah, the shadow work. Yeah, he has to come. He has to engage himself and look at himself in the mirror and say, look, I cannot lie about myself anymore. I need to do something about who I am and change my mindset. And
that's right.
Align myself with truth.
Yep. So that's when that shadow work process had to begin for me. And I had to say, I have to re-examine everything I've ever allegedly learned, everything I've ever been taught. Everything I believe right now is true and actually isn't. It's all just garbage for the mind. That's it. We're on a garbage diet up here. That leads to this becoming garbage, and then all of our behavior becomes garbage.
The bunch of savages. That's what humans are.
Yep.
When I see humanity, sometimes I think of myself, the petri dish should be wiped clean. That's
Right.
what I always think.
Because we become soul-deadened creatures. We've become a species who are soul-deadened. But what you think leads to how you feel and your attitudes and behaviors. It's your whole worldview that needs to change. That's the solution. People who say, Passio doesn't give any solutions, he just complains. You're fucking brain dead. All I talk about are the solutions. You have to have the wrong thinking as the framework to begin with that needs to be thrown in the garbage dump and dissolved and gotten out of the fucking personality. That's the solution. You eliminate satanic garbage thinking, the solution automatically happens. The world becomes an automatic better place because people don't do immoral behaviors for money anymore. That's the answer. The answer is aligning yourself with truth and true morality instead of false versions of morality or moral relativism or social Darwinism or just rampant egotism and only caring about yourself and your fucking paycheck and your fucking comfort. How many people in the world that this is their worldview? I don't give a fuck about what's right and wrong. I only care about myself. I'm going to get mine. I need my paycheck. I'm going to keep doing what's wrong for a fucking paycheck. I don't care if we're enslaved. I don't care who else suffers as a result. As long as I'm paid, fuck you. How much of the world is that? I'm going to say it's almost all of it. Almost all of it, with a tiny little exception, a pissant little fucking molecule of people who don't behave like that. Satanism conquered the earth a long fucking time ago. A long time ago, aeons ago, thousands of years ago, it conquered this species. It's not a matter of who is a Satanist. Almost the whole godless fucking planet are Satanists. It's a matter who's not a Satanist, who came out of the satanic ego. And people can't hear that. They think ego is me yelling, listen to this guy's ego, how he's yelling and mocking people. That's not ego, fucking moron. And I'm not talking to one person. Most of the fucking earth are those fucking morons who think that. You're a moron because of what you've been taught ego is. You have some bullshit new age fucking version and definition of ego floating around amongst all the liquid shit that's in between your ears. Learn what it really is. All those things I just fucking went down the list of, that's the fucking ego, moron.